My name is Sandy MacIntyre. I was born in Inverness, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and I'm 78 years of age, born 1935. Coming from a family of 14, there was an instrument going all the time. I had my brothers and sisters play fiddle, piano, guitar, vocals. We also had a lot of time for sports, hockey, baseball especially. I left Inverness in 1955 for Toronto. At that time, a lot of my friends and most of the people from Cape Breton who moved out went to Windsor or Detroit or Boston or Toronto. And I had two brothers in Toronto at the time in 1955 when I came. And really missing the fiddle. I didn't have a fiddle, and I was going nuts. I started playing a bit when I was around 12 years of age. Started to get a little more serious around 15 and 16. Came to Toronto, really wanted to get into the fiddle music, so there were a couple of other fiddlers up here who were playing dances, and eventually I worked into playing the dances. But I had to have a fiddle first before all this happened. So it was kind of a miracle how I came across my first fiddle. I was getting ready to go to work, and this is on Garden Avenue up in the West End. And there was a garbage can there with a fiddle case sticking out of the garbage can. And you can imagine, you know how you look over your shoulder, make sure it's okay. Open it up, and there's a fiddle case and bowl. Someone had thrown it in the garbage. I couldn't wait to get home from work that day. I think I ran all the way. I didn't take time to take a streetcar. Anyhow, got this fiddle, safely locked it at home. I went downtown. I had a lot of tunes by ear, which is the best way, really. It stays with you forever. At any rate, I went downtown to a music store on Yonge Street called Whaley Royce, and I picked up a book, how to play a fiddle, and how to read the notes, so forth. So went back to my job. Found it hard to work all day, thinking I had a fiddle. I get home, I got out the books, and I started. I was on the third floor flat, living on the third floor. Started to go through this book on how to read music. And I'd say within about a month I wasn't too bad at it. Every day I'd put my time into it, you know. That's when I really started to get involved with it, to the point where I ran dances in Toronto. Every Saturday night the hall would be packed, all Cape Bretoners and Maritimers. And I'm still playing dances in Toronto. Not as often. We'll do one dance a month now, where we used to do one dance a week. I worked at Air Canada for 25 years. I had several management positions in the company. Throughout the 25 years, Air Canada meant an awful lot to me because it helped me with my fiddling. And I'll tell you how it helped me. I was doing, in the early 70s, I was doing, involved with a show called Cayley, CBC National Television out of Halifax, for about 5 years. And I needed time off sometimes to go to be on that show, and Air Canada would release me to go to play. For about 5 years or so, I played with the Cape Breton Symphony Fiddlers. We did various tours throughout the States, Canada, Scotland. We toured Scotland, the Orkneys and the Shetlands. A lot of our flights, of course, were on Air Canada as well, so we had a very good rapport with Air Canada. Right in the center of my work area, I was also calling on Maple Leaf Gardens on Air Canada. They were one of our big accounts. So I did that for a couple of years, and my wife Lucy and I would fly with the Leafs. We would arrange all their flights and so forth. We would fly out with them in case anyone got hurt or anything happened, they had to change flights. I would be there to assist. Meanwhile, it was really great because I got to know a lot of the Leaf players, like Lanny McDonald, Daryl Sittler, and Tiger Williams, and Gloria Salming, and all that group. That was a great hockey team. Well, I teach Cape Breton step dancing, which is quite different from like the Irish step dancing and the Quebecois French step dancing. It's in the Ontario style step dancing. It's the Cape Breton, you're dancing more to the low to the floor rather than having high kicks and stuff like that. 25 years ago, the manager at the Gaelic College in Cape Breton, where they teach Cape Breton fiddling, step dancing, bagpipes, Gaelic, all the Celtic stuff. I had a call in Toronto, and he said he heard that I was teaching fiddling. And he said, we'd like to take you down for 1 year because we change up every year. And I said, well, that's a real honor, I'll accept that. So I went down and did 2 months in the summer, July and August, teaching at the Gaelic College in Cape Breton, the St. Anne's Gaelic College. And he said, now we change over once a year, we get a different fiddler every year, we want to try you out. And I said, that's fair. So 25 years later, I guess someone forgot to tell me I shouldn't go down because I was down there for 25 years now. And that really helped me a lot because I was called upon to do fiddle workshops throughout the States, California, Colorado. I just came back in August from Denver, Colorado, did 2 weeks of workshops. My music is really critical, really important right now. It's something that I always wanted to do on more of a full-time basis. Now I'm doing it with my 2 sons, Steve and Brian, and my sister Mary. I have a group, Celtic group called Steeped in Tradition, and we are steeped in traditional music. We get along extremely well in the band. We have a lot of banter and great relationship. We can do Irish, we can do Scottish, we can do rock and roll. We can take almost any gig and make it work beautifully because we can go in so many different areas. All the members of the band, everyone just has a lot of fun playing concerts and festivals or dances or weddings or whatever is called upon to do. The last thing we ever think about when we're playing is money or it's our heart and soul we want to put into the music. We just enjoy it thoroughly. We enjoy doing what we're doing, and it really doesn't get any better. The difference between the fiddle and the violin is nothing. They're exactly the same. The difference between the fiddle and the violin is the nut at the end of the bow, the person playing it. Or, I also say, a fiddle is a violin with an attitude. It's a very difficult instrument to play. It really is, yeah. Everything about it, trying to get a tone, trying to stay in tune, trying to get the coordination between the bow and the fiddle. It's just everything about it is very difficult. That's what makes it so attractive and very challenging. One day you can do anything with it, and the next day you can't do anything with it. I treat it more as a person. It's very, very moody. Went out of tune a little bit there. The fiddle I've got now is built by an Armenian, an excellent Italian fiddle maker from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah, it would be probably worth around $25,000. Beautiful instrument. The work on it, the tone and everything it's really worth it. Still looking for my Strat. I can't find a Stradivarius that I can afford. I played two Stradivarius, and I played a Guarnerius, which is just about the same level, and you're looking at about $5 million. When you play an instrument like that, you would need to have it for a couple of years before you'd really probably start to find out what it can do. And I thought playing on such an instrument that it wouldn't be very forgiving, that you'd have to be a real technician to be able to play it, but that wasn't the case. It is very forgiving. I was very surprised about that. I had thyroid cancer. I had that removed completely, and they got it clean so that I didn't have to take any treatment, so I'm totally clean bill of health. And then I had a kidney cancer, and they tried a new procedure which totally destroys the cancer. That was just a couple of years ago. I got a clean bill of health, and that I go every 6 months to have CAT scans done, and they can't find any trace of it. So all is good, and I didn't miss a beat with the music. I think I played the following weekend after the operation.
What time are you having anesthesia?
My next lesson is 5 o'clock. I didn't even flinch. I didn't, you can ask anyone around me, and no one would ever know that I had anything, because first of all, I don't get too excited, and I don't worry, and leave that to somebody else. I don't have time. Everyone will say to you after an operation that, well, you're looking good, I had that about 1,000 times. You're looking good, and my answer is, I never had a problem with my looks.